Hello, today we're going to take notes on Thomas Jefferson, The Best of Enemies. This is the next text in your book, and the essential question we're going to be studying is how can we share power and build alliances? Now, with this text, we are going to be studying informational text. Now, informational texts are nonfiction texts that present fact-based information about a topic. These include historical articles, like Turnau's piece, that focus on important historical figures or events. So you're taking a person, something that happened, whatever, and you're informing people about it. Not opinions, but information. Now, although the purpose of a history article is to inform readers, an author usually has a central idea to present about the event or the people described. It means if you read in between the lines, like he'll be making some point, or she'll be making some point by presenting this information. The central idea is contained in the thesis of the article, with the body of the article providing relevant supporting details and examples. The conclusion of the article summarizes important ideas and wraps up the piece in a satisfying way. Notice this is similar to an argumentative essay, but this is informative. So instead of saying, Thomas Jefferson was the best founding father, right, which is very opinionated, perhaps this will say something like, Thomas Jefferson had a big role in blah, 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 whatever, right? So we're informing people of the situation that occurred, or they are informing people. Turnau makes use of chronological order, which presents events in the order in which they happened. So chronological order is the presentation of events in the order in which they happened. Look for words and phrases that identify time, such as in a year or 3 weeks earlier. Look for words that signal order, such as first and then, to see how events are related. So chrono means time. So chronological is in order of time. So boy meets girl, they fall in love, they get married. This is the proper order for these things. You could also say like when you're doing your assignments, right? You open the assignment, you see what you have to do, then you start researching, then you start writing, then you turn your assignment in. This is chronological order, the order in which things happened. Now, when we're analyzing structure, we talked about structure with argumentative essays. The overarching structure of Turnau's article is point-by-point comparison and contrast of Jefferson and Hamilton that shows how and why they became the best of enemies. So when you compare and contrast something, a Venn diagram, the image that's to the left might come to mind. You're thinking about what things are similar between two topics and what things are different between two topics. So the structure of this text is not only in chronological order, meaning telling the events in the order that they happen, but it is a form of compare and contrast. So we know whatever he says about Jefferson, there'll be similarities and differences with Hamilton, and those will all be disclosed in the text. Basic structural elements. First, syntax. Syntax is the arrangement of words and use of dashes, so to present information, creating a clear, brisk style. We talked about syntax before. We also talked about diction, which is word choice. Diction communicates a vivid picture of two men and contributes to the author's tone and admiration for him. Diction in this piece, I should say. So specific word choice to kind of bring these two people to life, because you don't get to talk to them. So he is doing his best to help you make a mental image of what these two men were like. And then irony, events that contrast with expectations. So add a light-hearted yet memorable note to his essay again, referring to the text that we're going to read. So there we'll be looking for some examples of irony within this piece. General elements of history writing. It presents information about historical events or people. It includes facts, dates, and information presented in chronological order, and may employ literary devices to emphasize details and increase engagement. So history writing is very factual in theory, and it may try to, tell you things in a slightly different way to keep you more engaged and not falling asleep. Language conventions. For the language convention in this specific text, we're going to be looking at hyphenation. So hyphens are punctuation marks that join words to clarify meaning and improve style. Hyphens are often used to attach a prefix to a proper noun or a date, as in pre-revolutionary or pre-1776, or to join multiple adjectives. He works 2 part-time jobs, both part and time modified jobs, which is why there's a hyphen between part and time. Using hyphenated words can make writing concise and memorable. If you look in the picture on the right, you'll see more examples of hyphenated words. So 24-hour shifts is not the same as working 24-hour shifts or 24-hour shifts, which means you have 24 one-hour shifts or 24-hour shifts which means you have multiple shifts. Each one is 24 hours total. So where you put the hyphens in a word determines what is modifying the noun that comes after it, which can completely change your sentence. All right, so that's it for the notes. So I will see you later on today, and we are going to begin reading Thomas Jefferson, The Best of Enemies. See you then.